You know the feeling? It's, say, 10 o'clock at night. You finally closed your laptop. The long day is done, but instead of relaxing, you just pick up your phone. You have that one thing you really, really want to do, write that chapter or go to the gym or learn that thing, but the energy just isn't there. So you scroll, and you just feel that awful mix of being totally exhausted and knowing you're wasting time.
Why is that? It's like your internal battery is just permanently stuck at 10%. You're caught in this weird limbo between being completely burnt out and just endlessly procrastinating, where even the things you genuinely care about feel impossibly heavy. The motivation is just gone. The focus is everywhere and nowhere.
And we've all told ourselves that, right? Tomorrow. I'll do it for real tomorrow. But what if the problem isn't a lack of discipline? What if it's not even about desire? What if we're just trying to run our engines on the wrong kind of fuel? Today, we're going to dig into an idea that's almost 100 years old, but honestly, it feels like it was designed specifically for our modern, totally depleted world. It's a concept called ZEAL.
So, where do we get this better fuel? Well, the answer comes from a pretty surprising place. The whole idea of zeal as a fundamental human power was laid out way back in a 1930 book called The 12 Powers of Man by a guy named Charles Fillmore. Now, I know, that sounds a little old school, but just stick with me here, because the core idea is so incredibly relevant to the energy crisis we're all feeling today.
Fillmore didn't mess around. He called zeal the mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. He said it was the impulse to go forward, that internal energy that keeps us from getting stuck. He basically said that without it, we're like an engine without any steam. We're just cold metal. Okay, so let's translate that for right now. Zeal is not just raw hype. It's not that fleeting feeling of passion that disappears. It's more like a formula. It's your focused energy plus a deep commitment. And together, those two things create sustainable momentum. It's the quiet, steady force that actually gets things done, long after that initial flash of excitement has faded.
To really get how to build up zeal, we first have to figure out what's poking holes in our energy tank in the first place. 'Cause it's not just about being busy. There are 3 very specific enemies that are constantly working against our ability to keep that steady, forward-moving energy. First up, there's emotional exhaustion. This is the heart of burnout, right? It's that deep-down feeling of being completely drained because what you're doing every single day feels disconnected from what you actually care about. You just feel ineffective, like you're spinning your wheels in the mud. Second, we've got scattered focus. I mean, our brains are being yanked in 1,000 different directions by notifications, emails, social media, you name it. Fillmore warned about this way back when. He said all that mental churn just eats up our vitality, leaving nothing for what truly matters. And finally, there's the big one, the all-or-nothing trap. This is just perfectionism wearing a different hat. We tell ourselves, if I can't write the perfect chapter or do the perfect workout, I just won't do it at all. And that trap guarantees we never even get started. Now, what's so interesting here is that we often confuse any intense energy for productive energy. And this quote from Thomas Fuller just nails it. Pure energy, pure enthusiasm, it's not enough. In fact, it can burn you out just as fast as having no energy at all. It needs a direction. It needs a purpose. It needs light. And that brings us to maybe the most important distinction in all of this, the huge difference between passion and zeal. Okay, think of it like this. Passion is lighter fluid. You pour it on and whoosh, you get this huge, brilliant, amazing flame that's gone in 30 seconds. It's explosive, it's loud. Zeal, on the other hand, that's the long-burning fuel. It's the seasoned oak log. It provides consistent heat. It's the focused resolve, the rudder that steers the ship, not just the chaotic wind. The passionate person might be the loudest one in the room, but the zealous person is the one who's quietly and diligently making progress day in and day out. All right, so this all sounds good in theory, right? But what does zeal actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's take a look at how this plays out in 3 really important areas of our lives: our work, our relationships, and our habits. At work, passion is that person who pulls all-nighters, totally fueled by caffeine and excitement for a new project, only to feel completely drained and checked out a week later. It's this endless cycle of frantic work and then total burnout. Zeal is different. It's about managing your energy, not just your time. It's about connecting that boring spreadsheet you have to do to the bigger mission of the team. It's using focused work blocks to maintain a steady, high-quality pace, day after day after day. In relationships, passion is that incredible, intoxicating honeymoon phase, right? That's the delight stage where everything is just easy and new. But that high, it always fades. And when things get tough, passion alone is not enough to keep it going. Zeal is what carries you into the devotion stage. It's the conscious choice to show up, to be kind, to actually listen, to commit, even on the days you don't really feel like it. It's a quiet, steady, powerful devotion. And what about building habits? Oh man, passion is that classic New Year's resolution energy. Going to the gym for 2 hours every single day for the first week of January and then poof, you're gone. It's the all or nothing trap in action. Zeal, though, is about connecting that habit to a core value, something deep like your long-term health. It's starting with a 15-minute walk every day. It's all about consistency over intensity, building a foundation that actually lasts because it's fueled by purpose, not just a temporary burst of motivation. So the whole point here is that zeal comes from within. It comes from connecting with what really, truly matters to you. To help you find it, we're going to do a very short, very simple guided practice. You can do this right where you are right now. So just get comfortable in your chair, let your shoulders relax, and let's take one slow, deep breath in through your nose and just let it all the way out. Now, I just want you to ask yourself this one simple question. What is one thing, no matter how small, that truly matters to me right now? It could be your family, your health, a creative project, a value like kindness. Don't overthink it. Just let the first thing that comes to mind settle. And as you hold that one thing in your mind, I want you to try and visualize it as a small, warm spark of light right there in the center of your chest, like a little ember of meaning. On your next inhale, imagine that your breath is gently, gently fanning that spark. You're not trying to create a bonfire here. This isn't a huge flame of passion. You're just aiming for a steady, warm, consistent glow. Just feel that gentle energy. Okay, you can gently open your eyes. That quiet, warm, steady glow that you just felt, that is the seed of your zeal. It's an internal, sustainable energy source that you can tap into anytime you want, just by connecting back to what truly matters. All right, let's do a quick recap. We started with this huge problem, this modern energy crisis that's fueled by emotional exhaustion, scattered focus, and that nasty all-or-nothing trap. We learned that the solution isn't some explosive passion, which is basically lighter fluid that burns out way too fast. The real solution is zeal, a focused, sustainable fire you create by directing your energy with purpose. And as we just felt, you can actually cultivate it yourself anytime by connecting to that small inner spark of what really matters to you. But here's the thing. Building that fire is only half the battle. Think about it. If your fireplace is full of wet logs and just junk, even the best fuel isn't going to catch fire. To really make your zeal burn brightly, you have to first clear out the things that are dampening the flames. And that is exactly what we're going to cover in our next explainer, elimination. So, the question to leave you with is, what's the first thing you need to remove to protect your fire?